just throw it down keys or anything.
Whoa.
So, you're going to hear from me about my trip to Uganda. This was not an ordinary tourist trip to Uganda, as Michael McLaughlin knows because he's been on one of these trips. This was a Rotary trip to Uganda. So, where is Uganda? It's in the middle of Africa. It's considered East Africa. It is bordered by Kenya, Congo, Sudan, and I can't remember who's south, but Tanzania. So, but it's not landlocked because it has Lake Victoria. So here's Uganda. This was a Rotary trip with Dale Knight from the Rotary Park Toddy Club, Barry Cogbill from Santa Rosa East, and Julie Montgomery from Santa Rosa East. And what we do is we visited 3 schools, and we visited 2 district grant projects, including our club's district grant project. So it's really, this is Rotary travel at its best. So you start off, you land in Entebbe. This is my pointer.
You know, yes, sister.
Don't get close. Yes, sister. Flex your hand.
Marty's talking.
Okay. So you land in Entebbe, you spend the night at a beautiful hotel on the lake, and then we go to Jinja, which is a really nice city. We stayed at a hotel, the Gately Hotel, and visit Lord Smead's school. Now, many of you may have met Peter Kalabali when he was here in May, and that's his school. So we go to his school. Then we go from Jinja, can't really see it, Toro, which is spitting different distance to Kenya. From Toro, we go up to Lira, and our district grant project is outside Lira. And then we have the fun part, and we do the game park. And that is over here on Lake Albert, Murchison Falls, this area. And then home, back to the airport, back to Kampala and Entebbe and home. So this is a picture inside the van. We have a driver and a van for the entire trip, and Edward is our driver. And this is, you can kind of see here at the top, this top pops all the way up so that when you're in the game park, you're standing up and seeing all of the game. Our first stop is a shopping center where we change our money and visit a bookstore. Our club contributed $500 toward buying school books. These are not ordinary school books, these are teacher's guides, because in Uganda the government doesn't provide teacher's guides, much less textbooks for all the students. So with the money from our club, $500, money from Rotary Park Toddy, and another individual donor, we went in and bought school books for 2 different schools. This is the hotel in Jinja, and as you can see, it's quite nice. Now, in Jinja at Lord Smead, we participated in the district grant project from Santa Rosa East. So Barry Cogwell, who's in the solar industry, arranged, their district grant project was installing 7 solar cookers at the school. The solar cookers, you can see here in the box, had arrived before we did, so what we were doing is working on getting them set up. They came from a company in India that Dale had met the owner of when she was doing a Rotary Friendship Exchange in India. So we got to unpack, whoops, let's do this. Here we are unpacking, and of course all the students, we were there on a Saturday, and so all the students had to come and help. Then this is Bridget. Bridget is a girl at Lord Smead's that we've been sponsoring for the last 3 years. And it's really fun, you get, as a sponsor, you get letters from them. But it was really great to meet her. So here is one of the solar cookers being installed. It's not complete, it's on a frame, so it's positioned pretty permanently. This is a place that you can put pots so that you can use it. Most of what they have, the school cooks, they have boarding students, so they cook 3 meals a day. So what they're able to do with this is they usually have 2 different things. One is kasha, which is a cornmeal mush, and beads. So they are ideal for using solar cookers. And here's the crew, students, staff, and all of us putting together the cookers. Now these cookers, unintended things that you learn along the way. They had nice shiny pots. You don't want shiny pots. So we actually gave him some extra money and he went and bought some more aluminum pots and took them to an auto body place and had them painted black. So now we know you want to have that included when you do your district or do your project. But the 2 things that came out of this project, one is that they started when the cookers weren't being used to cook, they were used to boil water, so that they always had clean water. Now the school has a well and it's decent water, but by cooking, using it to boil the water and kill everything, everybody had better water. And there's a medical clinic next door that wants one of these for that purpose. But the biggest impact, in Uganda, charcoal and wood are used for cooking everywhere. This school has gone from 5 loads of wood a month to 2. So they've reduced their wood consumption 60%. So the next phase of this project is we're going to start working on a global grant to put more of these cookers in other rural schools, because they really make a huge difference. Here's another village that we visited. It's called Bukaleba. We didn't really do anything directly here, but this is one where we've done things and the district has done things in the past. This is a picture of their medical clinic, and you see a solar array up there, and that was another project, an older project, to help provide power for a refrigerator to store vaccines and medicines. This is just pictures of the village, typical village. This is pictures of the school there. This is it. Then we visited one of the other schools, Mwabwe, I think, I always mispronounce it. The first thing you have to do when you go to these villages is you have a meeting with the headmaster and the teachers. And you sit down and they talk about, because Dale visits these schools once or twice a year. So you talk about how they're doing on their exams. In Uganda, the primary schools, they go through what they call P7, which is about 8th grade. And at that time, everybody takes a national exam. And if you score a 1, you're eligible to attend secondary school. If you score a 2, you're eligible to attend a vocational school. If you don't score a 1 or a 2, you're done. So this school, over the last 3 or 4 years, where we've been providing these books, teacher's guides, and some textbooks. We also bought dictionaries and atlases because that's what they wanted. This particular school has gone from almost the bottom of the barrel in their particular district to second. And it's not because the students have books, it's because the teachers have books. This school, the only grade that has desks is 7, P7. Everybody else sits on the ground. They have, and there's a picture from a different school, chalkboards. That's it. So here's another picture holding up some of the books. We also brought, or Barry and Julie brought what are called shoes that grow. And these are a shoe that's designed, has snaps so that it can expand as a child's foot grows. So we were able to bring a few, not very many, I think we had 40 for the 2 schools. And so they fitted a couple of girls. Now these students, most of them had never worn shoes in their life. They either wear, what we call, plastic flip-flops, or they're barefoot. So this picture is she's kind of going, oh my goodness, these are really bizarre on my feet. So, it'll be, we left them with, more of them with the school, that they could use them as an incentive for somebody who's doing well. Well, here, you can have a pair of these. We'll see how it goes. Another picture with all the books. One of the things that the Anthill Foundation has done, and you've heard from Anthill, is a menstrual health training. So this lady here is Liz. She works for Anthill in Uganda. She is a dynamo. And this is one of the schools that have had menstrual health training. And if anybody wants to know what that is, I'll tell you later, because I don't have time. And this is one of the teachers, and they're working to continue the education on menstrual health, you know, that it is not a taboo, it is not, it's normal, it's part of puberty, et cetera, et cetera. Then this is the other school that we visited and passed out books. Here's a picture of, this is the Osakuro Skills Center, which is a vocational school. This is a typical classroom. There's the chalkboard. And this is a vocational school, so they actually have some desks. This is John Okumo, who is a Rotarian there. He's a retired banker, and you'll see pictures of his house later. Here's one of the teachers in the office. And what you can kind of see this right here? That's a manual typewriter that we sent over with Dale one year because they needed manual typewriters. Electricity is not always an option. This is a school again, more pictures. Now this is one of the things that we do on this trip is we stay with John Akumo in his house in Maundo. John's a retired banker, so he lives quite well for Ugandans. This is in his living room and getting ready for dinner. This is another village. Let's go back here. Yeah, these are just villages along the way. Now here, this is our district grant project village. Now this district grant was for farming, education, and improved animals for 50 farmers in these two villages. So it provided female goats, male goats, and farming education training. Now this is an area, one of the things you have to understand about Uganda is that due to Idi Amin, Lord's Resistance Army, and AIDS and HIV, there's a whole chunk of the adult population that is no longer there. So a lot of the historical agricultural practices have not been passed down. So part of this project is to rebuild those agricultural practices and improve them, because this is all subsistence farming. This is all done by hand. There are no tractors. So this is our village, this is our greeting. They were dancing for us. You can see, here's the thank you, Rotary. And these women were wonderful. Here we're walking out to the plot for the project. One of the radical things that they were teaching them is fencing, because all the animals there are free range. So you plant a field and your cow and your pig and your goat and anything else is going to go in there and eat the plants. So part of it was putting up this fence, which is barbed wire. Here's the sign, and you can kind of read it, thanking the Rotary Club's Fast School Sunrise in District 51 and 30. This is a $4,500 US project for helping 50 families. Here we are, they're showing us the techniques. They plotted, they used the field, they used a big pen to teach them how to measure the distance for spacing things. Here's just another picture of the fence, and it was substantial. Here we're looking, and these are the goats, the male goats. Now the male goats, because I think there were 6 of them, are very prized, so they kept them in a special area and built a goat house. And you can see it's open underneath, so you could go in there and scrape out the manure and stuff. So the floor had, boards in it. So that now the farmers can bring their female goats to the male goats, and this would then improve the quality of the herd. What you're seeing here is the back of it, and these are pits for compost, because they're teaching them how to compost, and then add the compost to the fields where they're going to be planting. This is a picture of what is typical for the water source in Uganda, and this is a well. They're all mechanical. You see them all over the country. And normally, this one happens to be broken, but normally you'll see them as you're driving by, and there'll be people with these yellow jerry cans. So they travel. They have to walk to these wells, get their water, and walk back. And it is quasi-potable. You know, there's a lot of illness. This is just a fruit tree that was also planted as part of the project. And this is back in the village. Anfield runs a medical camp in this village, so this is a picture of the medical clinic. And then this is a picture of the house where the medical volunteers, and it's named for Kathy, which is Kathy Mayhew, where they stay when they're there. These are some pictures. This is a picture inside the clinic, one of the rooms. It's just a clinic, it is not a hospital. And we have more dancing after we had done our tours. And thank yous. And here's me. I received 2 chickens as a thank you gift.
Did you bring him back?
No. And my grandmother would be proud of me because I was able to handle the chickens successfully. It's one of those things that you can't refuse. You can't say, oh, why don't you keep them for me and I'll visit them next time. You can't do that. You have to take them. So Fred, who is an agricultural consultant on this project, who wasn't a Rotarian when we were there, but by the time we left, Dale and I had convinced him to join the Lyra Rotary Club. He took them to add to his area. Now Dale has a goat, a turkey, and a couple of chickens and a pig that also live somewhere in Uganda. And she has a goat in Bukalida, and every time she goes there, she says, how's my goat? And they always say, oh, fine. And who knows where the goat really is. So this is another picture. This is one of the village elders. This is Sister Helen. She is sister because she's a nurse, and she's the Rotarian in Lyra, and she was the dynamo behind this project, and she is phenomenal. Okay, so here we are. This is back inside the clinic. This is Silas. Silas is a rotoraptor. He is a physical therapist. He also happens to be the second fastest track and field runner in Uganda. So we've been saying, okay, Silas, you are going to be in the Olympics and we're going to see you. These are just some more pictures. And then we go to the game park. And I'm going to really rush through these because I only a few. Oh, this is the sunset over the Nile. Now, Jinja is the source of the Nile, and it really is. There is a spring that pops up in Lake Victoria, and you can see the disturbance on the top, and that is the source of the Nile. So now we're in the game park, and this is the hotel. It's quite nice. Yes. Oh, yes. And then we get into the animals. This is a typical villages and countryside. Uganda is a savanna, it's not a jungle.
You showed the fencing around the crops.
And the goats, and the male goats.
Fencing the goats. Do they have problems with either predators or animals getting livestock, or
people?
Other grazing animals
Well,
getting into the garden? Like
yes, absolutely. No elephants where this village is, but no. They fence the animals out of the crops, and then they fence the boar goat, the male goats, for security, and they put them in the goat house every night so they don't get stolen or or injured, but also then so they can control access. Oh yeah, that's the elephant that didn't want to let us pass. He stood in the road. And of course, you have to stop. You can't continue on. This bird that had a nest right next to the road. Was there for days. This is the other hotel that we stayed at in the game park. I'm going through these really fast. Baby warthogs are adorable. We were there in baby warthog season. Of course, lots of birds. If you're a birder, you really want to go. Now, this is an interesting one. We were out there looking, and what you can see here are a couple of lions, and here you see a water buffalo. That herd, a water buffalo, chased the lions into this scrub tree. Those lions were wanting food. Oops. No, I will get.
Oh, we're in trouble with sending it.
No,
There we are.
We need to.
Giraffes, you appreciate the magnificence of a giraffe until you see them in the wild. It's a hot air balloon. Here's some more lions. They were just lying out there, you know, being lazy suckers.
Wait a minute.
What was
Wait,
that?
wait.
Back.
Two back,
There.
Yeah. Not quite.
baboon,
Oh, baboon.
baboon, lots of baboons.
There was a hyena.
Now this picture, one of the animals you rarely see is a leopard. Here is the leopard.
Why you can't see it?
They sleep in the trees during the day. So, you know, the way the guides find them, and you can't believe their eyesight, is the tail, because the tail hangs down straight. Carry on being carrion. And this is a picture of Edward, our guide. More lions. My husband took over 900 photos.
Oh, go back.
That's just a magnificent eagle. Just the giraffes. Now this was an elephant. So when you leave the lodge, you go down to an area by the river where you take the ferry to cross the Nile to go over on the other side and return to Kampala. And this was a young elephant that was down in that area, just sort of being annoying. Yes.
Are there water holes, Barbara? Is that?
Oh yeah. Well, and plus they have the river, the Nile. And this is just in front of, I think there's Edward and Dale and Julie.
Like a Humphrey Bogart on the deck.
Now, when we were on this part of the trip, Barry was back at Lordsmead School finishing the installation of all of these solar cookers. We did a trip on the river, hippopotami all over the place. This is a Nile alligator, and those suckers are huge.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Last one. This is at Murchison Falls. Now, Murchison Falls it's more of a ravine. It's not really a waterfall like we think of it, but you saw that picture of sunset over the Nile. Imagine all of that water going through this at 21 feet across. The power of it, the sound, the energy from it is absolutely phenomenal. So all of that water of the Nile is squeezed down to this 21 feet. So that's it. I know I'm running out of time, but anybody has any questions or wants any more information, PJ?
A quick question, when they teach in those schools, are they teaching them in English?
Oh, yes, it's all English. English is the official language. It's British English. So we can't just take books over with us, because they use British English, color with a U, program with an ME.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, and the government does have, the Department of Education does have the textbooks that they have approved. They just don't provide them to schools.
But you got some bureaucracy.
Anyway, that's it. Judy, I'll answer your question later because I'm out of time. One more thing. Anybody, the next person who makes a donation to the Rotary Foundation gets some Ugandan Savannah Espresso Gold Coffee and a necklace that is made from rolled paper. So, anybody wants to step up and do a contribution to the Rotary Foundation?
Anybody want to sponsor me on the bike ride and get some good coffee?
I already did.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, one.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, PJ.
One more thing, we will have the drawing here.
Sharp. Get A's.
I don't want to mix it in with the tickets. Okay, so here's the ticket.
Oh, yeah.
782.
782. Ah, big Louie. And the moment comes.
Moment of truth, Lily.
Think wisely, my son.
I please you.
Lucky Louie.
Looking for the ace of spades. Oh, so close, too.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Is there a consolation prize?
Yes.
Yes, it's on the table.
Oh.
Oh, chocolate.
Whoa.
Oh, nice. He's the right guy. Better than wine.
Who gave the chocolate?
Done.
Hang on, hang on.
Who's the donor?
Lori Darling.
Oh, Lori. Thank you.
Actually, I had,
What you had no was me.
did my, oh. Well, there it is.
There you go.
So, I have a joke for a day. You know, I stayed up all night wondering where the sun went. Then it dawned on me. Ooh, there's a groaner. And for the way clean joke of the day, Pam, she's not here today. Well, it's a good thing I had that great joke. Huh? And with that,
Happy trail.